What's good, boys? Zach back here with another video. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to find products that can scale to 7 figures on kalodata. The first thing is people think you can just find a random product on Kalo and launch it just because it has high rev. That doesn't work because you need set criterias that you are looking for in a product, because not every single product on Kalo will be able to transfer to Meta and be able to scale to that 7-figure range. So basically in this video, I'm going to be going over my exact product criteria checklist that I make sure the product hits before I even think about testing it. So we'll get into the first one, deep desire. Basically with deep desire, what deep desire is going to do is going to make people impulse purchase your product, right? If the product actually solves a real deep desire, it's going to make the customer just want to go to your page, buy the product immediately because this is a deep desire that they need fulfilled. On the flip side, if you just have a product that solves a problem for someone, that doesn't make them want to purchase right now. This is the thing that I see a lot of people get wrong. They see a product that solves a problem, but it doesn't make the customer want to purchase now because it's like, yes, this product would be nice. Yes, this would solve this problem, but how deep of a desire is this actual problem? Like, do they actually need it? It's like, yes, it will make their life easier. But just doing that won't drive the impulse purchase that we need when we are running ads on Meta. Because especially when you're starting out and you first launch a product, nobody knows who your brand are. You are just a random person they're seeing on Facebook ads. So if your product doesn't hit a deep desire and really make them just want to impulse purchase right now, they're not going to buy and they're just going to keep on scrolling. So we'll go into some quick examples right here, and then I'll give the reason why these products actually hit the deep desire criteria. All right, so this first one is a reusable grooved handwriting book. So this is a really good product. It's basically to help kids with their handwriting. I'll just play a video for you guys so you guys kind of have an understanding of what this product does.
This handwriting book is literally why my third grader's handwriting finally matches her intelligence. And to show you proof, she can now write words easily. The letters are carved into the pages so kids trace with their pen. It helps build real muscle memory and write proper print letters. The ink disappears in a few minutes so the pages can be reused completely. Now my child's handwriting and intelligence are almost at a high school level. It comes as a set of 6 books, each with different themes. If you have a child in school, I 100% recommend it because right now it's over 30% off.
So as you guys can see by the product, it helps kids improve their handwriting. And then there's also a bunch of other books that helps with math, drawing, numbers, words, literally everything. There's a bunch of different books all just helping them master that skill of handwriting and really dialing in that fine motor skill. So now I'll kind of break down why this actually hits a deep desire. So parents don't buy this handwriting book just so their kid can write better. They buy it because they want their children to start life ahead. The deep desire in this product is that their kid will grow confident, capable, and ready for school. Parents want to feel proud of their children when he writes their first letters, keeps up with classmates, doesn't struggles like the other kids might, and they want to give their kid every advantage early on so learning feels easy instead of frustrating. At the heart of the deep desire, this book represents a parent's desire to set their children up for success. Also boosts their confidence and makes sure that they don't feel behind as school gets more challenging. So basically in this, the whole deep desire of this is so their kid can get ahead in school, right? And what happens when you get ahead in school, right? When you get ahead in school, you get put in more advanced classes. When you get put in more advanced classes, you get better education, better grades. Better grades equals a better college equals a better job equals success in life. So basically that's the whole deep desire behind this product and why this product did so well. Obviously it is a little bit of an older product, but if you were to catch it back here, you would have made a lot of money off this product. Now we'll go into the next example. This is an NAD plus supplement. You guys have probably been seeing supplements like these pop all over kalodata, so I will just play a couple videos and kind of let you guys see what NAD actually kind of does for you.
Tell you exactly what they're doing for their jowls, their hooded eyes, their deep set smile lines, even when they're not smiling. And Meghan Trainor even says it in this interview.
I'm trying to biohack my body. So anything that'll help me age backwards, I'm into it. I love a doctor explaining stuff to me, science.
I was gonna say, what is the fountain of youth that you are drinking out of? And point me to it.
I'm just learned about the NADs. I was like, make me Hailey Bieber. I'll do it. I'll take it. So yeah, I'm trying all the things.
I love that you said
holistic now. Is this the study to be a nurse? I've gone completely holistic now, and I can firsthand see how NAD has transformed my face. NAD is the reason why all your favorite celebrities on E! News, People Magazine look 10 to 15 years younger than they actually are. NAD is this enzyme that lives in every...
Alright, so you guys kind of like understand what NAD does. It kind of slows down aging, helps you look healthier, all things like that. So we'll get into the deep desire behind NAD. So the real desire behind NAD isn't about the science, it's about people wanting to feel like themselves again. Most people feel their energy, focus, strength slipping as they get older, and NAD gives them hope that they can slow that down. As you guys saw by that one ad, the one celebrity, obviously they were getting a little bit older, they weren't as youthful anymore. They wanted to slow all that down, so they started taking NAD. It represents having more control over aging, staying sharp, waking up with real energy, and still looking and feeling good as their years go by. At the end of the day, people take NAD because they want to keep their independence, their confidence, and a version of themselves they don't want to lose. So basically the whole deep desire behind NAD is like, as you're getting older, right, your NAD levels drop, and that starts to like increase aging, right? You start to get like wrinkles on your skin, eye bags, you start feeling more tired throughout the day. You don't have as much energy, focus, strength, all the stuff like that. And like that's a thing that like when you get older, like a lot of people experience. So when you market a product like this towards those people, they're like, oh, if I just take this supplement, I'll get all those things back. It really lights a deep desire underneath them because people who are in their like 30s, 40s, 50s, they want to feel like they're back in their 20s. And that is a real deep desire in a lot of people. That's why this NAD supplement hits the deep desire very, very well. All right, the next thing we'll go into is markets. So markets is so important. This, to be honest, this is probably why most of you guys aren't able to like scale out of the testing phase. Mostly because you don't want to sell in a super sophisticated market. Some examples of some super sophisticated markets are like hair growth, weight loss supplements, and shapewear. All very, very sophisticated markets, and people have really seen everything for them. Like if somebody's losing their hair, they've probably seen a million hair growth products, and if somebody's kind of overweight, they've probably seen a million different like weight loss pills, shit like that. The reason why you don't want to sell in these markets, because if you try to sell in these markets, you're going to get really high CPM and CPCs, which can make testing super, super expensive. If you have a bigger budget and you can kind of play for the long run and you know what you're doing, you can test in these markets. Like if you're more advanced, you can test in these markets and have success. But if you're more in like the intermediate stage, like you're only like 6 months into drop shipping, it's going to be very, very hard for you to compete in here because you have to think about it. The top marketers in the world are advertising in these markets. Now, if you want to go to like some more trendy markets right now, you have like peptides, right? Like every single skincare serum is like starting to like introduce peptides in it. And then obviously like you have like the regular peptides like melanotan 2, retatrutide, like stuff like that. And then also like a lot of supplements are saying that they're putting peptides in it. So like peptides is a rapidly growing market. Same thing with like the maternity niche. I've been seeing a lot of good products pop up in the maternity niche, and this is a growing niche and a niche that will always be around because there's always new mothers having kids and they're kind of like looking for like, all right, what's going to make motherhood easier? And then that's where you come in with your product and then you market towards mothers, make their life easier, and boom, they buy instantly. The next thing that we're going to go into, which I also think is super, super important, is that the product is instant. Basically what an instant product is the customer can see the product's results or the product in action in real time. The reason why instant products work so well is because it makes them less skeptical because they've seen the product work in real time in your ad. Like we'll get into an example here, but like the beauty niche is a very good example, right? If somebody has some like BB cream or like some body perfector coverage, you can literally see like all the blemishes on their face or like the red spots on their skin literally disappear instantly. So the customer knows, all right, this product actually works. So we'll get into some examples here real quick so then you guys can kind of understand what an instant product kind of looks like. All right, so this first one is a covering cream stick. I'll kind of play you guys in ads so you guys can kind of see what this product does.
Like that is the craziest demo. Look at the pores in comparison.
And obviously like products that are instant are very, very good for like before and after ads. Those always perform super well.
This side to this side. That's what this shiz will do for your face. Watch this foundation from Korea. Did you see those pores at the beginning? Okay, so you're like, Casey, that doesn't match. Look at this. The other side is a brush. So we're gonna go through, blend this out. You could even use your hand, honestly, with this formula. Look at the berry formula. But it just gives this like airbrush effect. Look at the pores over here versus the pores over here.
See, like you can see the instant result that's happening here. Like obviously this is for the face and she's just doing a demo on her legs because she has like more of a noticeable change. Like you can see it's an instant result, right? On this side you have like the pores, some like the red spots and stuff throughout her legs that she's just covering up. And then you see on this, it's just smooth skin, one tone, looks really youthful and everything, and you can just see like the change instantly. So it's gonna make you as a customer be like, oh wow, this product actually works. I literally just saw somebody use it. That's gonna make them a lot more skeptical and actually want to go through and buy. We'll get into another example down here. This is like an exercise, kind of like Pilates board. I really like this example just because I feel like it goes with so much things. So I'll play an ad so you guys can kind of see like why it's instant. Okay?
Girl, I from the front, back.
All right, so this is a little bit different than the last one, right? Because there's no really like before and after result. But the reason why it's instant is because you can actually see this product in use. You can see all the workouts that you could hit with it, and you kind of visualize yourself, all right, if I bought this product, I can do these same workouts. Again, when you can see the product being used and you can see like, all right, yeah, like everything's sliding well, like it looks really well put together. There's so many different workouts I can do. I can literally work out just from home. Like you're seeing all these things and you're just visualizing yourself, all right, if I bought this product, I can do all these things. And then this will also help me get more snatch with just 30 minutes a day. These are some really good examples of instant products. Obviously you got one where it's more like a before and after result. And then we have one more where they're just showing off the product in use. So that's what I mean when I'm saying like, I'm looking for a product that's instant. Next thing we'll go over is cheap COGS, and this actually might be one of the most important ones because we have to be pricing up our product, right? 3 to 5x. Normally, all my products I price up are like 4 to 5x, just because when you are trying to scale up, like it's really, really good to have a low break-even ROAS. And if you aren't sourcing it for very cheap and you have like a 2x or maybe like you have a 3x on like a lighter product, like you're not going to have a super low break-even ROAS, which is one, going to make it harder to scale and become profitable. So what you're kind of looking for is you want to sell a product that's lightweight and cheap. So like a product like this would be super, super cheap to ship. So I'm just going to go to 1688 and kind of give you guys an example. I'm just going to find a product that's super light. And I'm also going to find a product that's like pretty heavy and something that would be pretty hard to ship out. I already found like this sauna, right? You guys have probably seen this thing on Calo. Like this is a pretty good product. But the only thing that I'm seeing now is like one, the product price is pretty outrageous, right? That's pretty expensive. Like if we were to transfer this to USD, let me just do this real quick to USD. $70, like, all right, already $70 for COGS before even shipping. All right, we can already tell this product's way too expensive to even sell. Then we can also tell, all right, down here, 11,000 grams. So that means it's 11 kg. Like this product is super big, super heavy. Like you can't sell something like this. Like your shipping price alone on this product is going to be over $100. And that's not even including the price of the product. So like if a product's super big like this or just super heavy, it's going to be really hard to ship because it's just going to be so, so expensive. So you can't really sell a product like that. Now, if like we go into a product like this, right? This is some hair care essential argan oil, right? You guys can just tell by like the product, right? This is super small. And then obviously we can tell by the price, right? This is going to be super, super cheap. So if we just type this in, yeah, $1.40, right? And then if we also come down here and we check the weight of this product, we have 170 grams. So this is going to be under 1 kg. So this is going to be a product that's going to be super, super cheap to ship, like $6 cost to ship. Basically, kind of like my rule of thumb is anything over 3 kg, I am not going to sell. So it doesn't matter, like anything over 3 kg, just stay away from it because it's just going to be too expensive. Because kind of like to break down like what it's going to be like anything like 1 kg is going to be around like $6 to $7 for shipping. And then like 2 kg, right, is going to be anywhere from like $14 to $20 cost to ship. And then also like another thing I should put in here is when you are shipping from China, they use something called volumetric weight. So basically what that is size plus weight equals your total cost to ship. So basically your size plus weight is going to equal your total cost to ship, right? So maybe you do find a product that's like 1 kg, but it's absolutely massive. The product's still going to be super expensive to ship because it's just super big and like the sizing, it just won't fit in the minimum box requirement that it is to get like really, really cheap shipping. Like if you do have a product that like you could price higher, like the perceived value is there and you could price it for like $130, $150, yes, you could sell something at around 3 kg. Anything more is just going to be way, way too expensive. And to be honest, where I see kind of the best products fall in is more like this 2 kg to 1 kg and under range. Now, the last thing that we'll go into is not saturated, but still in demand. So basically what I'm looking for, like with not saturated, but still in demand, is you want to look for 2 to 3 competitors max on Facebook ads library. And when you're looking for competitors, these are real competitors, right? Like you're going to see a bunch of like the scammy general China stores, right? Those are not competition. We're looking for like branded dropshipping stores. So we're looking at like stores that actually have offers, right? Stores that have branded colors, stores that actually change like the branding on the product. Those are what we're like saying are real comp. And just to add this in, this is like 2 to 3 people who are all ripping the same ads, right? If you do see 2 to 3 people all ripping the same ads, you are going to have to make some adjustments to the ads, like taking like some of the best hooks and pairing them with the best bodies. Maybe if your product already has some pre-recorded B-roll and one of the Rip Calo videos has a pretty good script, you could also kind of make some B-roll videos around that as well. But if you just have like 1 to 2 comp and they both recently launched, like they're not spending enough money in Meta's auction to really take control over all those ads and make sure that you're not getting any customers. Because like if they're only spending like $100, $150 a day and maybe they've been running for 2 days, they've only spent $300, like that's not enough where you're going to be completely out of the bidding war. Now we'll go into if the product has absolutely zero comp, right? So if the product has absolutely zero comp, you want it to be above 70K in revenue in the past 30 days. The reason why we want it above 70K revenue in the past 30 days is because we still need validation in the product, right? Like you could go find a product like deep in Calo that's maybe at like the 50, 40K in rev. But the thing about those products is they really don't have enough validation yet. The only time that I would test a product that's under like the 70K rev is if it had a graph where like, all right, the product literally just launched, maybe it hit like a $200 day, $500 day, $1,000 day, and then like 5K day, 10K day, and literally the graph looks like this and it like just launched. But if it's like a 50K product, right, and the graph kind of looks like this, like maybe it did launch like 30 days ago, and the graph's just kind of like going like this, like there's no really any spikes, it's just kind of like consistent like 1 to 2K days throughout. Like these are something you don't really want to test. Like there's not enough validation in here to actually bring this over to Meta and actually test it. So just keep that in mind. All right, boys. So that's basically my full breakdown on the product criteria that I am using right now. So like we talked about in the start of the video, you can't just find a random product on Calo and launch it just because it has high rev, right? We needed to have a set criteria that we are actually looking for. And you want to make sure that your product is hitting all these criteria. Like it has to hit a deep desire. You really don't want the market to be too sophisticated or saturated because you're just going to get higher CPMs and higher CPCs. Are just going to be really hard markets to sell in. Also, you want the product to be instant, right? Because if the product is also instant, it's just going to be easier to sell because like we talked about, it makes the customer less skeptical because they've actually seen the product work in real time. Then also, you obviously need really good COGS, right? We just went over that. If your product is too expensive to ship, it's just going to be impossible to scale. Your break-even ROAS is going to be way too high. Just look for cheaper products, preferably 2 kg and under, and then 1 kg and under is also really good as well. And the last thing, not saturated, but still in demand. Obviously, we don't want to be running a product where there's already 10 other people running the rip creatives for it. That's just a product that's just too ran through already. And then also, if you guys do find a product that has zero comp on it, make sure in the past 30 days, it is at least above 70K in revenue in the past 30 days. And then also hits all these criteria. Because if you're launching a product with zero comp, definitely make sure it hits the product criteria. And if you want somebody to help you one-on-one with all of this and literally help you pick your products for you, dive into kalodata with you and really help you understand how to find products that actually hit this criteria, you guys can apply for my one-on-one mentorship with the first link in my description. So yeah, boys, I hope you guys learned a lot from this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace out.